Hey, shalom to the hopeful elect. First and foremost, call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. This is the brother Yatabia wa Allah coming back from the GMS SF Bay Area camp. And I got a quick lesson today, just going in on this article, which goes to show that, prophecy is speaking and, World War III is right around the corner. And this is an article. I'll read a little bit of it and grab some scriptures. But basically, this is from Reuters.com, and it says, Iran says stockpile of 60% enriched uranium reaches 25 kilograms. It says, Iran has increased its stockpile of 60% enriched uranium to 25 kilograms, state media reported on Friday, potentially adding to complications dogging efforts to revive Tehran's 2015 nuclear deal with world powers. It says negotiations are due to resume on November 29th in Vienna, but Western powers have said Iran's accelerating enrichment of uranium closer to weapons grade, breaching limits set by the pact after Washington under then President Donald Trump withdrew from the pact in 2018, is dimming chances of salvaging it. It says, so far we have produced 25 kilograms of 60% uranium, which except for countries with nuclear weapons, no other country is able to produce. Iranian media quoted Baraz Kamlavandi, spokesman for the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran, as saying, Iran has in the past denied seeking nuclear weapons, saying it is refining uranium only for civilian energy uses, and has said its breaches are reversible if the United States lifts sanctions and rejoins the agreement. But yeah, this thing is all messed up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Brothers can get this this link, this article, if they want to read more on it. But basically, this shows that we're at the end. And I did, a quick search. What percent is needed to make a nuke of uranium? And they said 80. This is what it says. The fissile uranium in nuclear weapon primarily usually contains 85% or more of the 235U known as weapons grade, though theoretically, for an implosion design, a minimum of 20% could be sufficient, called weapon usable, although it would require hundreds of kilograms of material and would not be practical design. So right now, Iran is at 60%, so they only need 15 more percent. And then for another question, how many pounds of uranium are needed? So we got about 85% to 90% needed. It says a nuclear bomb needs about 33 pounds of enriched uranium to be operational. And they got, I think it was over 55, around 25 kilograms, So they're already there, and that's what they're reporting. Imagine how much more they actually have, I'm going to grab this real quick. This is Habakkuk because this shows us that we're truly at the end, And these prophecies are speaking. Habakkuk 2 and 3, straight to the point. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And what are these visions? The prophecies. And they're speaking louder than ever. And what is one of those prophecies? This is Revelation 11. In verse 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Now, if you can receive it, this second woe is talking about the Second World War. This third woe is talking about World War III, which has yet to happen. So this is a prophecy. Now, we just read in Habakkuk 2 and 3 that at the end, these visions will speak. And right now, this is one of the visions that's speaking louder than ever. You see Iran, which is building, it's almost to that point, so-called, because like I said, this is just what they're reporting. They could be past it already, but they're reporting they're almost at weapons grade uranium. Now that goes to show you that what these countries are ready to go to war. This is almost ready to go to war. This is Joel 3 and verse 9. And it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up and see Iran. Hey, they used to be a part of they used to be mighty men. They used to be a mighty rulership. They were part of the Medo-Persian Empire. Which let me get this real quick and then I'll jump back. Because, speaking of the Medes, that's also prophecy. Isaiah 13 and 17. And it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And who is this talking about? This is talking about the modern day Russians. But Iran was part of that kingdom at one time too. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Now, what are these bows talking about? These nuclear weapons, So that's why, we always have an eye on the Middle East, because we know it's going to pop off. The scripture says the least of the flock shall draw them in, talking about Israel. Now, what do you think, Iran's going to do once they get these weapon grades? They're not going to let Israel bully them anymore, because they're always going at it, So Iran is going to be building up to what? To be able to fight off Israel. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And this Babylon is talking about modern Babylon, America. And it's just going to be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And we know what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. That fire and brimstone, And it says, verse 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. And this is how we know it's talking about America, because the modern day Babylon, which is that Iraq region, is inhabited even to this day, and the Arabians are there pitching tent, So this is talking about modern Babylon, which is America, So ultimately, this place is going to be, utterly desolated with thermonuclear weapons. And we see these different countries stockpiling, China. I just read China. Well, actually, let's get that real quick. Bear with me. Let me see if we can find it. Oh, yeah, this is 6 days ago. See, China is rapidly expanding its nuclear arsenal, Pentagon says in new report. It says the Pentagon said Wednesday that China is rapidly expanding its nuclear arsenal and could have 1,000 nuclear warheads by 2030. Hey, so what is this a fulfillment of? This is Joel chapter 3 and in verse 9 again. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Hey, Moab used to be mighty men too. And that's China. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. So a lot of these countries are converting a lot of their money to what? To military aspects, to nuclear, to firepower, instead of just going agricultural. They're actually putting more money in to build up their military. And this is exactly what we're speaking. This is a prophecy that is speaking loud as we live today. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. And that's funny because all these heathen are going to gather, which is, I'm going to read it, in the valley of Yehoshaphat, which is that Middle Eastern region. And that goes to show you, we don't have an army. See, Israel, the so-called Jews, they got an army over there, but those are heathen. We being the true Israelites, we have no army. This isn't our fight. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get ye down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. So judgment is getting ready to happen. All these heathen nations are getting ready to be taken out of power, and primarily the so-called white man in his great whore, his that great city that he has, which is America. It says, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. And that's the days we're approaching. So World War III, as you can see, is right around the corner. And I'm going to get this last scripture and close out. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. And what is that talking about? It's talking about the philosophies that America pushes out at all these different nations. Democracy, capitalism, all this, wickedness that it pushes out and establishes in all these different countries. But what does it say? The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So these nations are angry. They're seeing how America gets down. The backstabbing that goes on, the bullying that goes on by America, and what? Eventually they're going to get to a point where they're not going to be pushed any longer. You see, a lot of these countries, building up their gold and silver reserves, because they know that eventually the dollar is going to be took off the world reserve, So why is that? Because these nations are angry with America, It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto the heavens and is lifted up even to the sky. So, Babylon, there's no coming back. The scripture talks about that thick laden clay, talking about the debt that America's in. We read it, the philosophies that this place is pushing all over the world, and the nations are angry. The dollar, being devalued. All you hear about is the next crash. Economic crash. Hey, this place is done. America, that great city Babylon, it's done. It's finished. And that's why you see these nations getting ready for war, because what? They want a chance to be the next rulers, But what does it say? What is that? I think Psalms, the 2nd chapter, the heathen imagine a vain thing, But see, they see that America is weak right now, and it's not getting any better, But like I said, the scripture does talk about everything being popped off in the Middle East with Israel. So that's why we keep our eyes on Israel to see what's going on, because Israel is prophesied to bring America into this world war, But, Lord's will, this was edifying. Like I said, I just wanted to get those couple articles to show that, these heathens are getting ready for war. Why else stockpile your nukes? Why else, try and reach weapons grade uranium? Because, war is in the air, But yeah, like I said, Lord's will, this is edifying. Once again, call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect and a Baba Ball.